Just over 2 years ago, if you were looking for a dually, number one, you couldn't find one, but number two, you're paying over MSRP. Now, they're available and they're discounting them. I borrowed these trucks from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah, and Jerry Seiner, Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to check out the inventory. They do have quite a few trucks available. These two are available. Let's go ahead and check out the pricing, and I'm gonna show you guys around these trucks. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to know, has Ram fixed their pricing compared to the competitors? Base price on this Ram is $64,315. Here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Down below, you guys can see some of the options. Sport appearance, which gives you the body color, grille, and bumpers. This one has a 5th wheel prep package, Laramie level 1 equipment group. On this side here, you guys will see a few things like the 410 rear, which gives this truck max tow with the high output Cummins, sunroof, 50-gallon fuel tank, dual rear wheels, dual alternator, spray and bed liner, 1995 destination with a total price of $89,075. Here's the window sticker for the Chevy now. Be sure to pause it for the standard equipment. It's just a short listing, just like you guys saw on that Ram. Now, base price is actually higher than the Ram, right? Not quite. This price includes the dual rear wheel, just keep that in mind. Now, Duramax diesel is the first option, LTZ Plus package, a lot of nice features inside there. And then technology package is there, Gooseneck 5th wheel prep package, LTZ convenience package number 2. And then a few other things here to the right. Destination comes in at $1995, just like the Ram. $86,180. Let's start off on the front ends. On the Chevy, you do get chrome standard, and you have full LED headlights, high and low beam, turn signals, and fog lights, all LED. Black recovery hooks down below. Now, these parking sensors and that camera right there are an option for LTZ. You cannot get painted bumpers or a blackout on this truck, or even a sport appearance on this truck. Up top here, you do have a functional hood scoop. Now, for the Ram, believe it or not, LED headlights and fog lights are an option for Laramie. I don't know why they changed it, but they did. Now, with that being said, you can get front painted bumpers. This has a sport package on it. They do have a night edition that will paint the bumpers and black out the truck too, but those things cost more money. Now, with the sport appearance package, they do give you this performance hood. It's not functional like the GMs, but you do have these heat extractors on the side here. And front parking sensors are an option for the Ram. There is no camera on the front end, so this does not have 360 camera view. And this one does have active grille shutters. The Chevy does not. Now, off to the side, you guys can see 17-inch wheel. Same thing on this side. However, Ram does give you aluminum wheels. They are wrapped in a Nexen tire. You see a little bit of that flex right there on the tire? Let's see. That's about the same. But if I had to choose between Nexen and Michelin's, I'm going Michelin's 100%. You guys will see the capacity is 3,085, 2,835 for dual, and then 80 PSI is the max code. LT 235/80/17. For the Nexen, the size is LT 235/80/17. And then here are the capacities. Pretty much the exact same, 3,085, 2,835, 80 PSI code. Solid front axle versus independent front suspension. I don't really care what anyone says. The independent front suspension is not that big of a deal, especially on the dually. You get a better riding truck. Although I feel like there is more strength with that solid, just my opinion. Cummins, Duramax, I will go over the powertrains here in a second. But when it comes down to the cabs, Ram does have a smaller cab, and you guys will see that here in a second. But smart key system does come standard on both trucks for these trim levels. And here is the bed design. Now, I'm not a fan of Ram's bed. They probably need to do something for 2025 for sure. GM's gonna win there. They also give you these steps here. Now, here's where Ram's going to walk away. You do have a 36-gallon fuel tank standard on the Chevy, and then this is a 7-gallon DEF. The Ram does have that optional 50-gallon tank, as you guys saw, so this truck wins automatically. Now, the standard tank is 32 gallons, so the GM would win. However, 5.7-gallon DEF tank, which honestly, yeah, I would rather have the 7-gallon. But here is an advantage on the Chevy. You can use a high flow pump with this tank here. You cannot with that Ram. It will cut off 100%. So I hope that they do a redesign on that too. Now, as far as the rear suspension goes, GM does it up. You guys can see you have 4 leaves down here. That lower leaf is a helper spring, and then you have 3 leaves in the main pack there, and then you have your bump stops right there, right? It's a really nice suspension. Ram, however, you guys see you have 4 leaves there, but the reason why you only have 4 leaves without overloads is because this truck does have air suspension, and that air suspension does help this truck to ride slightly better. Since we're down here, 410 is an option. This truck was optioned with it, so this is considered max tow with the high output Cummins. You can get a 373 standard. On the GM truck, you do not have the option for air suspension, so Ram's gonna win there, and their standard suspension with the high output Cummins is even better than GM's, just being honest here. You have like an additional leaf for like torque or something like that, I believe. But the downside with the GM is they don't give you an option for a 373 or 410. You only get the 342, but it does have the 10-speed transmission. First gear is like a 454 compared to like a 3.6, or I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely not to the task of this one here. So yeah, you don't really need the lower gearing, but if you do decide to run taller tires, that's why I think the Ram's is a better purchase. Now, out back, you guys will see, Ram does have your standard tailgate. It is assisted. Out back, they do give you lighting for your conventional hitch, which is a class 5. It's right there. Backup camera, parking sensors, LED lights and plate lights come standard. And both trucks are available with 5th row prep package. 400 watts of power. You have a 4 and 7 pin in the bed. Bed lights, however, are an option. I've never seen an LTZ, although my dually did not have them. It's rare to see these trucks without the bed lights, especially the way this one's packaged. So 4 and 7 pin, bed lights, spray in. And did you guys notice this does have a powered tailgate? Not available for the Ram. Parking sensors are down there, and they give you the steps out back. And they do both have an availability for these camera inputs here for your trailer. And did you guys see the Ram's clearance light right there? Here's the Chevys. Ram pretty much clears theirs out. And here's the clearance lights on the side of the bed. I do like what Ram does. They clear them out, gives it a cleaner look compared to the Chevys. And then here's some of your decals on the side of the bed. A few things to point out with the Ram is they do give you a sensor for the dually bed. GM does not. LED taillights are an option here. They are standard on the LTZ. I almost forgot to mention, you can get 18-inch wheels with the Chevy, so they definitely went on that. Now, as far as the powertrains go, this is a toss-up depending on how you look at this. They both have the availability in dually form to get gas engines, 6.6 L8T, 6.4 liter Hemi, V8. Now, as far as the diesel options go, you get 2 with the Ram, you get 1 with the Chevy. Inline 6 versus a V8. I'm always going to be a fanboy for inline 6 diesel. I hope that GM does a high output inline 6 Duramax. I would be more than happy to give them a break on that for sure. But this high output Cummins in this truck, as I said, is max tow with the 410. This is really a towing truck for sure, and I'm really saying that because of the transmission. The Eisen behind this Cummins is not great unloaded. That's not a myth, that is fact. But hey, when you're looking at the Chevy, this truck is for people who do a good bit of unloaded driving and towing. And 470 horsepower, it beats the Ram's 420 horsepower in the high output. But 975 pound-feet of torque comes short compared to the 1,075 pound-feet of torque in that Ram. 10-speed Allison, stamp approved. Denso fuel pump injectors. They use a Bosch CP4 fuel pump. I don't know. I think that if I were to do a drag race, this truck would win. But when you put a trailer behind that Ram. The exhaust brake is amazing, and that power line is really linear. It's just perfect. I love the way this truck tows, but unloaded, like I said, it is hard to live with. So check out your mirrors. You guys can see you have some lights on the front, and then you have these lights here. These lights are for backing up your trailer, and when you go inside, all you have to do is just hit these two buttons to turn those lights on, okay? You push this one, that turns off those lights, and then the front lights are controlled with this button here. Now, also, you can power extend for tow mode, and it does it on both sides. Also, you can power fold the mirrors on both sides. You cannot control that convex, however. Ram did add these forward lights, just like the GM, and they do have your backup light too for your trailer. Now, they do add top and bottom mirrors heated. GM only heats this top one there. And side, you guys see here, this is how you turn those lights on and off. But if you want to put the mirrors in tow mode, you can fine tune them. You cannot do that with the GM truck. You can go all the way out, or you can just go all the way back in. And you can just, again, like I said, fine tune it, because you don't have to always put them all the way out for every trailer, right? However, you guys can see here, you can control the convex with power. This is really nice when setting up for your trailer, and of course you still have the function to power forward the mirrors. Ram wins there 100%, guys. But as far as the interiors go, now this one does have the bench, as you guys see up front. Power pedals, no tilt, well, excuse me, no telescoping, but it does have tilt steering. On the GM, you don't have power pedals, but you do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Also, there's a lot more space on the front. Now let me show you where the space really matters for someone like me. In the Ram, the width between the door here and the center console is what kills you. Now, not having that center console actually helps you, believe it or not. Now, when you do turn on the GM, they do give you a standard full digitized screen here. They have class-leading 13.4 inch display right now currently over everybody. And dual climate control comes standard. Heated seats come standard. Ventilated seats was an option. By the way, this center console was an option. I love where they add their wireless charger. It's a nice spot, but they are lacking for the USBs and power plugs. There's a few more USBs right there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because this has the bench seating, this truck does have just 4 here. They do give you an additional one right here. This is a type A, and then the power plug is down below. 12-inch display, so as I mentioned, GM's gonna win there 100%. They're both gonna have dual climate control, things like that. Now let's see, does this truck have the ventilated seats? I believe it does. Yes, it did. It came with that equipment group there. But if you push down below, you guys will see you have your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and that's going to be the same for both trucks. Ventilated seats are an option on this truck. Both have the push button start. Now let's talk about this. They don't have the full digitized gauge cluster, but they still win, and it's because of this. The information that they give you. I like that they give you the tire pressure right there, which GM does too, but here's what GM doesn't give you. Temperatures. Coolant temp. They do give you a transmission temp with the GM, but I'm going to show you guys some more things. They don't give you a boost pressure gauge. They don't give you a diesel particulate filter. They don't give you, let's see, exhaust brake. And yes, they don't give you a gauge summary. I love that they give this to you with the Ram truck. And as I said earlier, the exhaust brake with this Cummins is way better. You have a dual stage exhaust, so you have full, and then you have automatic and then off. Chevy's is on and then off. That's it. Now they do give you a lighter color roof inside of the Chevy, which kind of downgrades the interior in my opinion. With that Ram, you have that black headliner. I just think it looks so much better. They both have LED lighting. They both have home link. They both have the sunroof, which is an option. This power sliding glass, however, is an option for the Chevy. It is standard for the Ram. But yeah, I think that the camera system is where I do like the Chevy the best. So you can pretty much turn off your 360 if you don't need that. Bed view camera, it's right here. So yes, they do have the better cameras. They also give you heads-up display, which is not available for the HD Rams right now. Now I'm pretty sure for 2025 they will add that. But automatic four-wheel drive on this truck, that's not available for the Ram either, so just keep that in mind. The sound system is going to be better for the Ram if it has a Harman Kardon 17 speaker versus 9 speaker. And let's go ahead and check out back. Ram does give you this storage in the floor on both sides. You have these removable trays. These are very convenient. They also give you a 60/40 bench out back, and they give you these trays too. These are good for like sleeping in the back of your truck if you're a hot shotter. And right here, armrest with some cup holders. They give you an additional 4 USBs and power plug out back. You can get heated outboard seats on this truck too, but that's only when you get that level 2 equipment group. Now, you guys will see here, 60/40 bench, just like the Ram. However, they do give you the storage slightly different. They give it to you on the seat backs. Outboard heated seats, but they only give you 2 USBs and there's no 120 volt power plug like that Ram. So yes, when you think about the size of the cab, Ram is going to lose every time because their cab is like from 2009. So once they fix that cab, they can start being in a conversation, but GM wins 100%. Flat floor surface compared to the hump. I'm not sure if you guys saw that hump there, but yeah, there's a hump. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. So here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle weight rating up front's gonna be 6,000 pounds. The rear is 9,750. 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. 17x6 wide wheels. All in payload, 5,124 pounds. The GM gives you class leading rear gross axle weight rating at 10.4, but they do have the same at the front. 14,000 pound, 17x6.5 wide wheels. I do like the little bit wider wheel. And you guys see there, they give you a trailering information sticker. 5,252 pounds of payload. So this truck does win. And that's with having running boards, center console. Although the Ram does have the 50-gallon tank though. So that's gonna eat up the payload a little bit. And it has the air suspension, which is probably gonna add a little bit of weight too. So I would say that that's a wash. 20,000 pound conventional, 31,000 Gooseneck, what they're showing here. Rams is pretty similar, I would say, in regards to that. Now, tire pressure, 80 front and rear versus 80 in the front, 65 in the rear. Interesting. I think I like that 65 in the rear a little bit better. Now, as far as the ride goes with the air suspension, it's probably close to the Chevy, but I would say the Chevy ride's better. Now, if I had to pick a truck today, right now, which truck would I buy? I'd probably buy the Chevy, guys. I already own one. And because I don't tow as much as I did, I think I'd rather have a truck that's built for more than just towing. Now, if I was doing a hot shot, 100% I'd get the Ram. Not even a question there, because I love the exhaust brake a lot better. And I like the appearance better of the Ram. I don't really care for the appearance of this truck because of the chrome bumpers. I just don't like a lot of chrome, and there's a lot of chrome on this truck. If you guys don't remember, I blacked out my last dually because I didn't like all the chrome. So I hope you guys liked the video. The pricing is pretty close too. Like, that's the crazy thing about these trucks is there was a time when Ram was like almost 10 grand, or if not a little bit more compared to the Chevy. Now they're in that ballpark. So now you just have to figure out, do you want the 6-speed transmission or the 10-speed? Do you want the better exhaust brake or one that works kind of intermittently? See you guys soon.